They called me different. They whispered it behind closed doors and muttered it in half smiles that never reached their eyes. I used to think I was part of something, a puzzle piece in a picture I could almost see, almost belong to. But the edges of that picture frayed, and soon I was outside, looking in. They say you can only find strength within, but what do you do when you're drowning in the silence, your own voice echoing back in an empty room? Alone. That word has a taste, bitter and metallic, like pennies under the tongue. Alone isn't just a state, it's a sentence. And here I am, serving mine. Every friendship, every fleeting connection, it was a fragile thing. So easily cracked, so quickly gone. I was the shadow in the corner, the last one to arrive, the first one forgotten. And in the loneliness, there was a pain that felt more than skin deep. It's a hurt that rests in your bones, a weight that you carry with every step, every breath. They saw me, but they never really saw me. They laughed with me, but they never truly laughed at my jokes. I was there, but not there. Visible, but invisible. Seen, but only in passing. Is it foolish to hope for belonging? To reach out, even when every attempt feels like grabbing handfuls of smoke? I told myself it didn't matter, that I was enough on my own. But there's a difference between choosing to be alone and being left alone. I was left, and it left scars I can't erase. They told me I was too much, and yet, somehow, never enough. I was too quiet, too loud, too strange, too distant. The words, they stuck, like thorns under the skin. Reminders of every instance I dared to be myself, and was punished for it. I've tasted the bitterness of abandonment, felt the coldness of backs turned, of conversations that trail off when I walk into the room. People think loneliness is a quiet room in an empty house. They don't know it's walking through a crowd, feeling like a ghost. It's sitting beside someone and knowing you're miles apart. It's sharing your heart and watching it dismissed with a glance, a sigh, a careless laugh. You learn to retreat, to shield your softness, your dreams. You learn to wear armor, even if it's heavy, even if it makes you ache. It was easier, I thought, to stop expecting anything from anyone, to close the doors of my heart and pretend it didn't hurt when no one knocked. But even walls crack, even silence becomes unbearable. There's a longing inside, buried but alive, like an ember under ash. It flickers, asking, isn't there more? Isn't there someone? And that hope, it's both a comfort and a curse. It reminds me of what I don't have, but still, I hold on to it. Because if I let go of hope, then what's left? People say that strength is found in solitude, but they don't tell you how heavy it is to carry your own broken pieces. I became a stranger to myself, wearing masks to fit in, to be palatable, to be less of whatever they thought I was too much of. But the masks only hid the cracks. They never mended them. I look in the mirror and see a face I barely recognize. They molded me into something unrecognizable, and yet they still didn't stay. It was never enough. The ache of being discarded, it doesn't fade. It lingers, a dull throb that reminds you of every goodbye, every promise that turned to dust. I remember the laughter that wasn't meant for me, the plans I was never invited to, the love I gave that was left unclaimed. I gave everything, and now I'm left with nothing but the echoes of my own voice. They say you learn from every experience, but what lesson is there in being unwanted, in being forgotten? What wisdom is there in loneliness? Some nights, the silence feels like it has a heartbeat, pulsing with memories I wish I could erase. I sit with them, these fragments of a life that never quite felt like mine, and wonder if I was ever truly seen. Or was I always just a placeholder, filling the spaces until someone better came along? It's a cruel thing, this emptiness, this isolation. It feels like punishment, though I don't know what crime I committed. Was it wrong to be myself? To love too deeply? To care too much? As I walk this path alone, I find myself talking to the ghosts of what could have been. I replay conversations that never happened, rewrite endings that went wrong. In these imaginary moments, I'm enough. I'm cherished. I'm wanted. But reality pulls me back, harsh and unyielding, and I'm left once again in the shadows, watching a world that moves without me. People move on. They always do. But here I am, stuck in the web of my own memories, unable to forget, unable to let go. They'll never know how deep this goes, how heavy this is. They'll never see the scars beneath the surface, the silent battles I fight every day. But maybe that's okay. Maybe I don't need them to understand. Maybe I can be my own savior, my own companion in this wilderness. And maybe, just maybe, one day, I'll find peace in the solitude, strength in the silence. For now, though, I am here, alone, still standing amidst the ruins of what was and what could have been. They see the world in black and white, good and evil, right and wrong. They need these lines, these borders to feel safe, to feel like they have a purpose. But me, I see through the lines, past the rules, into the heart of it all. I see a world drenched in chaos, where everyone wears a mask to hide the chaos inside. They cling to their rules, their systems, thinking it keeps them safe. But really, they're terrified. They're terrified of what lies beyond those lines, of the parts of themselves they've locked away. Every laugh, every sneer, every dark thought they've buried deep. They think they've hidden it well. But I can see it. I can see it in their eyes, in the way they flinch at every break in the system. They're barely holding it together, pretending, hoping no one will notice. But I notice, and I love it. They call me mad, call me lost, but I've just embraced what they're too scared to. I am the chaos they're so desperate to contain, and they hate me for it. They think they're heroes, don't they? They think they're the ones keeping the world spinning, the ones protecting everyone from the monsters lurking in the dark. But the truth is, they're as much the monsters as anyone else. They just hide it better, bury it under their badges, their uniforms, their jobs. But I can see it, clear as day. The rage, the fear, the chaos they keep bottled up inside. They think that by playing by the rules, they can tame it, control it. But chaos isn't something you can control. It's a wild, relentless force, one that doesn't play by anyone's rules. And I'm the embodiment of that chaos. They fear me because I remind them of what they really are. I show them the truth they're so desperate to ignore. I make them see the monster inside, and they hate me for it, but they can't look away. They think they've got it all figured out. They think they can label me, box me up, lock me away like some rabid dog. But I'm not a dog. I'm not some animal they can cage. I am the darkness, the chaos, the spark that sets their world ablaze. And they can't handle it. They can't understand it. Because they've spent their whole lives trying to avoid it, trying to run from it. They think that by following the rules, by sticking to their precious order, they're safe. But safety is an illusion, a lie they tell themselves to sleep at night. And I'm I'm here to shatter that illusion. I'm here to remind them that chaos is everywhere, that it's lurking in the shadows, waiting for its chance to break free. They may call me mad, call me dangerous, but the truth, they're the ones who are dangerous, because they're the ones pretending the darkness isn't there. They think that by building walls, by making rules, they can keep the darkness at bay. But darkness doesn't care about their walls. It doesn't care about their rules. Darkness is patient, waiting, lurking in the corners of their minds, in the spaces between their thoughts. And one day, it will break free. It will consume them, swallow them whole. And then they'll finally see what I see. They'll finally understand what I've been trying to tell them all along. They think they're different from me, that they're better, purer, cleaner. But they're not. They're just as dark, just as twisted, just as chaotic as I am. They just hide it better. They wear masks, play roles, pretend to be something they're not. But underneath it all, They're monsters, just like me. And they can't stand it. They can't stand the thought of being like me. They see themselves as heroes, as saviors. But what have they really saved? What have they really done? They fight so hard to keep their precious order, to keep the chaos at bay. But chaos isn't something you can fight. It's not something you can kill. It's a part of them, a part of me, a part of everything. And by denying it, by trying to bury it, they're only making it stronger. They're only making themselves weaker. Because you see, the real strength, it comes from embracing the darkness, from facing it head on. It comes from accepting the chaos, from letting it consume you. That's what they don't understand. That's what they're too scared to see. They think they're strong, but they're not. They're weak, fragile, barely holding it together. And when the darkness finally breaks free, when it finally consumes them, they'll see the truth. They'll see that they were never as strong as they thought. They're like children, playing pretend, thinking they can keep the darkness at bay with their little games, their little rules. But darkness doesn't play by their rules. It doesn't care about their games. It's there, lurking, waiting for its moment to strike. And when it does, they'll be powerless to stop it. They'll call me mad, call me insane. But I'm not insane. I'm just honest. I see the world for what it really is. I see the darkness, the chaos, the madness that lies beneath the surface. And I'm not afraid of it. I embrace it. I let it fuel me, let it drive me, because I know that it's the only thing that's real. They can hide from it all they want, pretend it doesn't exist, but it's there. And one day, they'll have to face it. One day, they'll have to confront the darkness inside themselves. They think they're protecting people, keeping them safe, but all they're really doing is keeping them weak, keeping them afraid. Because the only way to truly be free, to truly be strong, is to embrace the darkness, to let it consume you. That's the truth they're too scared to face. That's the truth they'll spend their whole lives running from. But me, I don't run from the darkness. I revel in it. I let it wash over me, let it become a part of me. Because I know that it's the only thing that's real, the only thing that matters. And one day, they'll see it too. One day, they'll finally understand. But by then, it will be too late. They'll see the world for what it truly is, a place of chaos, a place of darkness, and they'll realize that they've been living a lie. They'll realize they were never really in control, that the world they built on their rules was just a fragile shell. And when it shatters, they'll see that they were never the heroes of their own story. They were just players, puppets on strings, moving in a dance they never truly understood. They clung to their illusions, their rules, thinking it made them strong. But strength doesn't come from following rules. It doesn't come from hiding behind walls. True strength, it comes from stepping into the unknown, from embracing the darkness without flinching. They don't understand that because they've never felt it. They've never tasted the raw power that comes from standing on the edge of the abyss and laughing. They think they're strong because they play by the rules. But all those rules do, they make them predictable, make them easy to control. They're bound by their own need for order, for control, for security. And that's why they hate me. That's why they fear me. Because I show them a world without rules, a world without limits. A world where strength comes from within, not from the approval of others. And they can't handle it. They can't handle the thought that everything they've built, everything they believe in, is a lie. They'll tell themselves whatever they need to sleep at night, whatever lies make them feel safe. But deep down, they know. They know the darkness is coming for them. They know that one day, they'll have to face the truth. And the truth, it's going to tear them apart. It's going to strip away their illusions, their lies, their masks, and leave them exposed, vulnerable, weak. They think they're invincible, untouchable, because they've built walls around themselves. But walls can't protect you from the darkness. Walls can't save you from what's inside. And when the darkness finally breaks through, they'll have nowhere to hide. They'll be forced to confront the parts of themselves they've spent their whole lives denying, and it's going to destroy them. They think they're safe, but safety is an illusion. It's a cage they've built for themselves, a prison of their own making. And when they finally realize that, when they finally see the bars, the chains, the walls, it'll be too late. They'll be trapped, helpless, powerless. Because you see, the darkness isn't something you can escape. It's not something you can run from. It's a part of you, a part of me, a part of everyone. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you let it in, the stronger you become. That's what they don't understand. That's what they're too afraid to see. They think they're safe in their little world of rules. But rules are just a lie we tell ourselves to keep the darkness at bay. They think they're better than me because they follow the rules, because they live by a code. But codes are just chains, rules are just bars. And I'm free. Pesh. Free from their rules, free from their chains, free from their lies. I don't need their approval. I don't need their permission. I don't need their acceptance. Because I know the truth. I know that darkness is power, that chaos is freedom. They'll tell themselves whatever they need to hear to keep the darkness at bay. But the darkness doesn't care about their lies. It doesn't care about their rules, their walls, their chains. It's coming for them, slowly, surely, relentlessly. And when it finally arrives, when it finally breaks through, they'll see the world as it truly is. A place of chaos, a place of darkness, a place where only the strong survive. And they'll realize that they were never as strong as they thought. They were just pretending, just playing a part, just hiding behind a mask. And when the mask finally falls, they'll be left with nothing. No protection, no safety, no security. They think they're strong because they follow the rules, but strength doesn't come from rules. Strength comes from breaking the rules, from shattering the chains, from stepping into the darkness and embracing it. That's what they don't understand. That's what they're too afraid to see. They think they're safe in their little world of order, but order is just another word for stagnation. They think they're alive, but they're not. They're just existing, just going through the motions, just following the path that's been laid out for them. And I'm here to show them a different way, a way that doesn't rely on rules, or walls, or chains. I'm here to show them that true strength comes from chaos, from darkness, from embracing the unknown. But they won't listen. They'll call me mad, call me insane, call me dangerous. But I'm not dangerous. I'm just honest. I see the world for what it truly is, and I refuse to hide from it. I refuse to lie to myself, to pretend, to play by their rules. I am the darkness, the chaos, the truth they're too scared to face. And they hate me for it. They fear me because I remind them of what they really are, because I show them the parts of themselves they've spent their whole lives denying. But one day, they'll have to face it. One day, they'll have to confront the darkness inside themselves. And when they do, they'll see the world the way I do. They'll see the chaos, the madness, the darkness that lies beneath the surface. They'll see that they were never in control, that the rules they followed were just illusions, that the walls they built were just cages. And they'll realize that the only way to be truly free is to embrace the darkness, to let it consume you, to let it become a part of you. And on that day, they'll finally understand. Because you see, the darkness isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace, something to let in, something to become. And then once you do that, once you accept the darkness, the chaos, the madness, you become unstoppable. You become free, unchained, unburdened by the rules and the lies and the illusions they cling to so desperately. They'll tell you that chaos is dangerous, that darkness is something to be avoided. But they're wrong. Chaos is freedom, darkness is power, and once you learn to embrace it, you become invincible. They'll never understand that because they're too afraid. They're too attached to their illusions, too invested in their lies. But I am the darkness, the chaos, the freedom they'll never know. And when they finally see that, when they finally realize that they were living a lie, that they were never really in control, that they were just puppets in a game they didn't understand, it will be too late for them. And I'll be there watching, smiling, knowing that I was right all along. Because I am the darkness, the chaos, the truth they'll spend their whole lives running from. And they can call me mad, call me dangerous, call me whatever they want. But in the end, they'll see that I was right. They'll see that the world is not a place of order, but a place of chaos, a place of darkness, a place where only the strong survive. And I am the strongest of them all, because I have embraced the darkness. Let it consume me. Let it become a part of me. I have become the chaos they fear, the madness they deny, the truth they can't escape. They'll call me many things, but one day, they'll call me free. They'll realize that all their comfort, their safety, their sense of security was nothing more than a mask, a thin veneer they clung to, hiding them from the truth. They thought they were living. They thought they were free, but they were just trapped, prisoners of their own design, bound by their own fears, by their need for validation. They kept themselves in chains, unaware of how small their world had become. And in me, I shattered those chains long ago. I looked into the abyss, embraced the darkness, let it seep into every part of me. Because once you've accepted that there are no rules, that chaos is the only reality, you become truly free. Free from expectations, free from fear, free from the illusion of control they cling to so desperately. They'll tell you to stay in line, to follow the path, to keep your head down. But that path, it only leads to a cage, a life of predictability, of mediocrity, of a dull, safe existence. They want you to believe that's all there is, that safety is worth trading your freedom. But I know better. I've tasted true freedom, and it's worth every risk, every scar, every moment spent in the unknown. You see, once you step outside their lines, once you break the mold, you're a threat. You're unpredictable, a wild card they can't control. And that terrifies them, because they can't understand someone who isn't ruled by fear, by the need to fit in, by the desire for approval. I don't play by their rules, and that makes me dangerous. I'm a reminder of the chaos they're trying so hard to ignore. They'll try to pull you back, tell you you're reckless, that you're going too far, but they don't understand. They've never seen the world as it truly is, a place of infinite possibilities, of boundless chaos, of raw, untamed freedom. They're too scared to let go, to step into the unknown. They think they need their rules, their walls, their order, but all that does, it keeps them small, keeps them weak, keeps them asleep. And I am wide awake. I see the world without the filters, without the illusions, without the comforting lies they cling to so tightly. I see it for the chaos it is, and I revel in it. Because chaos doesn't scare me. Darkness doesn't scare me. I've become one with it, and it's given me a strength they'll never know. They'll never understand what it's like to truly live, to feel every moment with the intensity of fire, to embrace every twist and turn, every victory and failure with open arms. They're too busy trying to stay safe, trying to avoid pain, trying to keep their lives neat and tidy. But life isn't neat, and it sure as hell isn't safe. It's raw, it's wild, it's brutal, and that's what makes it beautiful. They call me mad, but I'm the only one who's truly sane. I see the world as it is, and I refuse to hide from it. I refuse to play their game, to follow their script, to pretend that everything is fine when it's not. I know the darkness, I know the chaos, I know the truth, and it's set me free. They'll say I'm a villain, that I'm dangerous, that I'm destructive. But I'm just honest. I'm just willing to face the reality they're so desperate to avoid. I'm willing to be the monster they fear if it means I get to be free. And in their hearts, they know I'm right. They know I'm free in a way they'll never be. Because in the end, it's not about being liked or being safe or being accepted. It's about being alive, about feeling every moment with an intensity that scares them, about embracing the chaos and letting it shape you into something powerful, something unstoppable. They think they're strong because they follow the rules, but rules don't make you strong. Strength comes from breaking the rules, from pushing the boundaries, from stepping into the unknown. They think they can keep me in line, make me follow their path, live by their code. But I don't need their approval, their acceptance, their praise. I am beyond all that. I am free, unchained, unbroken, and they hate me for it. They hate me because I'm a reminder of everything they're too afraid to face, everything they're too scared to admit. And one day, they'll see the truth. They'll realize that all their rules, their order, their control was just a lie. A lie to keep them safe, to keep them blind, to keep them asleep. But by then, it'll be too late. By then, they'll be too deep in their cage, too trapped by their own fears to ever break free. But me, I'll keep laughing, keep dancing in the darkness, keep embracing the chaos that scares them so much. Because I know the truth. I know that life is not meant to be safe, or predictable, or easy. Life is chaos. Life is madness. Life is a beautiful, terrible thing. And I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of what's inside me, or what's inside them. I am the darkness they fear, the chaos they deny, the truth they can't escape. And they can call me whatever they want. Mad, dangerous, insane. It doesn't matter. I know who I am, and I know what I'm capable of. I am the thing they'll never be, the one who dared to step into the unknown, to break the chains, to live without fear. And in the end, that's all that matters. So let them cling to their illusions. Let them hide behind their walls. Let them play their games. Because I am beyond all that. I am free, and that terrifies them more than anything. Because deep down, they know that I'm right. They know that their safety is a lie, that their rules are a trap, that their lives are just shadows of what they could be. And when they finally see it, when they finally understand that they were living a lie, that they were never truly free, I'll be there, watching, smiling, knowing that I was right all along. Because I am the chaos, I am the darkness, I am the truth they've been running from their whole lives. And there's nothing they can do to stop me.